Hello, Austin from Dragon Co. here again, still in the super secret secondary location that has poorer quality and the focal length is weird. And anyway, I opened a set booster box already on camera, and I did actually get a pre-release kit for each college of Strixhaven. And the other three were kind of, normal pre-release kits. Unfortunately, you always hope to get something amazing in pre-release. And these two had some interesting quirks, and so I thought, I'm not going to do a full deck build. I didn't bring my lands or anything, but I thought that it would be interesting to show these off. Of course, I've opened up the packs because that's how that works. So you can see this is why I was not particularly enthused. If you watch my my video on the box opening, got a couple of copies of Hall of Oracles. I do believe I have more than a playset of this card that I am probably never going to play. I got some Inkling tokens. There were some double-sided tokens in the pre-release kit, which is nice. And getting 3 Inklings there for Silverquill is pretty good. The Mystical Archive cards. These ones are all right. Infuriate, Electrolyze, Thriller of Possibility, Snakeskin Veil, and Eliminate. Not much I didn't already have from other stuff, but a good selection nonetheless. The Learn board is always pretty good. Just expanded anatomy and introduction to annihilation, but having a removal spell in your sideboard that's constantly tutorable if you choose to do that. Now this is Silverquill, and they don't do a whole lot of learning. The learn mechanic is on fewer Witherbloom cards. Of course, here's another Hall of Oracles. There we go. Put that over there and never look at it again. Some campuses. So we have 2 Lorehold campus, which means that if we wanted to splash red and we're still doing Silverquill, that's pretty good. Same Witherbloom campus. If we're doing Silverquill stuff, we could splash green, but it's not as nice. Having 2 cards is pretty good. Only 2 artifacts here that don't do a whole lot for us. But here's our incredible white pulls. 5 copies of Expel in this one pre-release kit. Expel is 2 and a white, exile target tapped creature. So if our opponent is attacking us, which in sealed is the way to win the game, we can just continue to exile their creatures, which I believe just all 5 go in, right? All 5 go into the deck, and our opponent just cries. Our opponent just can't get anything done. That's most of our white. But heck, I would play that. And then 2 copies of Secret Rendezvous, a Dueling Coach, and some other stuff. We do have some interesting blue. Barog Befuddler is interesting. Kelpie Guide is cool, but not as great in sealed. We do have, is that 3 or 4 pop quizzes? 3 pop quizzes. So if we did want to learn, we could make learning pretty easy. So this goes well with that Dueling Coach, the Promising Dusk Mage, Arrogant Poet, Flunk, another Promising Dusk Mage, and here we go. We have another removal spell. Actually, we have 4 Promising Dusk Mage. So if we can find ways to put counters on things, we have another removal spell in Baleful Mastery, and then we have Mage Hunter. So that we can make our opponent lose some life. So what does this do? Put a counter on target creature. Okay, so we need other ways to put counters on things, which we don't have that many of. I'm not gonna lie. Eliminate history. Create some stuff. Twin Skull Shaman. Creature you control. We can't, because we can, like I say, easily splash red. So I'm looking at these red cards. Creating Ignis, in case we want to try and Storm. I don't think that's going to do us a lot of good. I think it's mana cost. I mean, that's a good maybe there. Also, these cards are fine. Fortifying Drought. Tangle Trap is a good sideboard card. Charge 3 is alright. Spined Karok is nothing. There we go. Elemental Expressionist. Whenever you cast a card, choose target creature you control. Until end of turn it gains, if this creature will leave the battlefield, exile it and make a 4/4. And a treasure token. No, just the... Okay, yeah. Creative Outburst. We can ramp for red. Seems okay. Same with this. Elemental Summoning. That's a lesson that you can learn if necessary. Relic Sloth is just a pretty good card. There's one too. Also a removal spell, but way to make things. One to splash for. Blood Researcher also is something to consider splashing for. Some interesting stuff. This card is very good. So is Biomathematician. Silverquill Apprentice. So, reverses our hand. Okay, Humiliate. That gives us a way to put a counter on something. Silverquill Pledmage. And here we go. Here's the way. I believe this puts a counter on thing. Yeah, target player puts a counter on each creature they control. So we have Silverquill himself. I believe this is the second one that we got. Killian also makes all our removal insane. Spells you cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast. Anyway, sorry, I should go back to Silverquill. Got Flying Double Strike. At the beginning of combat, you may choose 2. It doesn't say up to 2, so you have to each one was target a different player. So yeah, you can put your counters on things. So both of those get in. Put 2/1/1 counters on the creature. The creatures you control get +1/+1. 3/3 flyer with ward seems pretty good. Here's a way to learn, and then we have the Inkling Summoning. We'll probably put one of those in the deck and keep one on the learn board. So yeah, I think that's pretty close to our deck. Let's see, we want 23 cards. And the fact that there are so many duplicates in this deck, and I would put in, I might even, Electrolyze now. We'll put in Eliminate from the Mystical Archive. And you're fixing lands. So let's look at the curve. Let's look at our curve here real quick. So our curve is 3 mana, 5 copies of Expel, a really tops out at 3. Rise of Exodus over here. There we go. Lots of 5 mana decent creatures. 4 mana Killian over here. A 5 mana pretty good creature. Another Pledge Mage. Humiliate, Apprentice. Thrilling Discovery is pretty good. Flunk, another removal spell. Mage Hunter's fine. Arrogant Poet. Lots of Arrogant Poets being our... I don't think we need Leech Fanatic. Promising Dust Mage. Baleful Mastery. We'll count that as a 4 mana spell. Warhold Command. And another... Oh, Promising Dust Mage is 3 mana. That's fine. 4 Promising Dust Mage. So how many cards is that? That curve is not good, but it is a curve. Means that we can cast a lot of removal spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 cards. So that means we need to cut about 5. So let's see, maybe some removal spells. Probably not though. Yeah, who knows? Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. You want to cast some stuff. Probably some of these 2 mana spells that cost so much. Perhaps a copy of Expel. Perhaps we only need a playset of Expels to win the games. Maybe I put both my Inkling Summonings in the... Because they're honestly not that great. Neither is the Pledge Mage, I'm going to be honest, but... counters on creatures. Mage Hunter. Baleful Mastery. Relic Sloth is just a hard creature to block. Rise of Exodus are one way to learn. It's also a removal spell. So this is sort of like a Mardu control list. Again, we could have 4 Dusk Mages, which aren't like the best card in the world. I mean, I can go and look and see if there's something better. I feel like I just kind of want to, yeah. Maybe put in a dueling coach. No? What I might do, I guess, is I'd cut probably a Dusk Mage. Probably a Pledge Mage, because I'm going to be... No, I'll keep a Pledge Mage because it can gain lifelink and it trades up more than Dusk Mage does. And then an Apprentice. Just having creatures get +1/+0 isn't that great. Thrilling Discovery gives us some card advantage, and if our cards are dead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Hey, 23. So that's our deck. And then we do have, of course, 2 Lorehold Campuses to fix us. And then an Archway Commons as well, which I think Concealed with 10 removal spells or however many removal spells we have is pretty good. And then our Silverquill Campus as well. So we're pretty good on fixing. And in fact, we probably might add this access tunnel. So yeah, that's 5 of our lands covered by our thing. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. We have a lesson board that potentially includes this. Well, actually, is Hall of Oracles worth it to put in? We could play both Hall of Oracles as weird fixing lands, but they're not great. Oh, but they put +1/+1 counters on creatures. And only if you can, yeah, oh my gosh, wow. So we just have all sorts of, we just play all the lands, don't we? We just play all these lands. Yeah, that seems great, because we can put counters on our creatures and then have them die so that we draw cards. Seems good. Neither of these are particularly good cards, so cool. But we have the Inkling Summoning, and then so we have a couple of summonings that we can cast, and then a removal spell and all sorts of stuff. So I think that's just a pretty funky steel deck. It seems so absolutely awful to play against. Killian making all our removal. Let's see how many removal spells do we have. This is a hand attack spell, so not quite. Flunk is a removal spell. Eliminates a removal spell. Lorehold Command can be a removal spell. Deals 3 damage to any target. Rise of Exodus, Baleful Mastery. And then 4 copies of Expel. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 removal spells. Half of our deck is removal. That's insane. That's insane. Like, I don't know actually how it would do. It could be super bad and could just get us killed if they have a hexproof creature. But anyway, that was fun. So that's that deck. I'm going to go sort all these cards into my regular pile of stuff, but I thought that was crazy having so many copies of Expel, and I wanted to make a deck of that. There's probably better deck making decisions that you could make in that scenario. But yeah, let's see this one. So this is my Prismari pack, and it has some good Prismari cards, but notably it also has some good other stuff. So first of all, pre-release foil. Oh yeah, actually let me do this. Never mind. Pre-release foil is Professor Onyx, so that's dope. And then we go into the packs themselves, and we get another one, right? So that's pretty good. Not Prismari, not Prismari, but pretty good. We have a Quandrix command as well. It's nice. Prismari command as a foil in the set. Magma Opus was in our Prismari pack, so that was our rare mythic of Prismari. And then we got some other. Oh, these are just white cards. These are just white cards. Yeah. So, okay. So those were our. Those are some good rares. There's a couple other rares presumably. So I feel like we might be Grixis. We might be 4-color control. Probably Grixis though. This would be my expectation. Let's see. I mean, these are good white cards, but none of them are like drawing me into white. Snow Day is all right. Burying Books is all right. Test of Talents can be very good, especially if your opponent is playing 4 copies of Expel. Arcane Subtraction's all right. Pop Quiz is all right. Curate's all right. Frost Trickster's fine. Reject. You can just do some. What does Prismari command do? 2 damage to any target. Destroy an artifact. Okay. Divide by 0 isn't that good, despite how much I like it. Promising Dusk Mage is all right. Mage Hunter's Onslaught is fine removal. Tenured Ink Caster. Stormkiln Artist is pretty good. Tome Shredder's good. Putting Ignis is all right. Enthusiastic Study is all right. Explosive Welcome, is as good as you can get. Fortifying Drought, Containment Breach, fine stuff. Elemental Masterpiece, Creative Outburst. So the summoning you might want to put in the learn board. Not sure where can't be blocked this turn. Yeah, Prismari Apprentice seems fine. Teach by example, copy that spell. Maybe put a summoning in the deck. I'm not really up on Pledge Mage. Why are these back here? Why are these red ones? Huh. Interesting. Plarg, Dean of Chaos. Top of your library, legendary card with non-legendary card with converted mana value 3 or less. You may cast a card that's paying a mana cost. That seems pretty neat. And then this one's a thing, but that seems like playable. Make Your Mark is actually pretty good in my opinion. Fractal Summoning, if we're playing blue, but that we could put that in the learn board. Cram Session's pretty interesting. In fact, yeah, if we're gonna try and play black, Cram Session's nice. We'll learn Karak. Cody. Do I have that many permanents to cast? Heck, maybe I could just play Cody. That seems like a bad idea. When you cast your next spell, let's turn exile cards on top of your library until you access sorcerer. The instant sorcerer with lesser mana value than you cast it. Campus Guide. Yeah, that seems alright. Bibliopex Assistant. Sure, get right on top of your library. Campus. Another Hall of Oracles. Great stuff. Good stuff. Prismari Campus. Another Thrill of Possibility. Weather the Storm, which is quite interesting. Probably not really worth it. Village Rites, which is good. Defiant Strike. And Claim the Firstborn. So this deck might just be bad now that I'm actually looking at it, but who knows, So we might not use this Quandrix command. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Yeah, that doesn't seem super strong and limited. This seems pretty good because it's at least it's a removal spell and it can do some other stuff. So Magma Opus costs 8 mana. This costs 3. These both cost 6. My lilies cost 6. Campus Guide, we'll put that over here, costs 2. Cram Sesh, because we can make your mark, seems alright, because we'll get a creature out of the deal. Plarg, Sudden Breakthrough, Pledge Mage, maybe a summoning in the main deck. Yeah, this is fine because it makes treasure tokens. Oh, okay, that one's good. Spectacle Mage, just a 2/2 flyer at least. And then this guy, Creative Outburst, again, huge spell. Just 5 damage, you can draw cards, but you can make treasure tokens. All of these that make treasures, I think, are fine to play. Elemental Masterpiece again, make some tokens. Explosive Welcome, fine. Enthusiastic Study, hopefully we'll have a creature, then we can learn. Gritting Ignis, I don't need Gritting Ignis. Tome Shredder, probably necessary to have a creature. A couple of removal spells. Reject, some counterspell. A creature that's, again, kind of slows our opponents down. A draw spell, and a tutor. A tutor. Removal spell, or a counterspell, and a removal spell. Again, this is another, like, this is a control deck, basically. That's looking to get some value out and probably just gets to some Lilianas. And see if we got what other junk we might have. I mean, maybe this waterfall area list is worth putting in. Hunt for specimens, learn. Yeah. Another Grinning Ignis. You got a huge wish board that we might be able to cast. Maybe we just want to play as many ways to learn as possible. Oh, 1 or greater. I thought this was 1 or less. Oh my gosh. Wow, that card's great. That card's amazing. Why don't I use that? Okay, yeah, that card's real good. Square Up doesn't learn. Okay, yeah, I think that's probably what we end up doing with the campus. Okay, so let's see what we have here then. How many cards we have. It's just exactly 23. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, so Make Your Mark probably isn't the greatest, so we can probably cut that. Cram Sesh. Plarg is card advantage. Sudden Breakthrough can be card advantage, although I'm willing to cut that. Prismari Pledge Mage just gets us on the board. Teach by Example. Prismari Apprentice also gets us on the board. Yeah, these are all just ways to stop us from dying. Enthusiastic Study. We want a bunch of ways to learn, but again, I'm probably willing to cut that. Spectacle Mage. Tome Shredder. Frost Trickster. Pop Quiz. Divide by 0. We'll probably put this Elemental Summoning in the board. Stormkill, Mage Hunter's Onslaught, destroy target creature or planeswalker, just super good if we can get the double black. That's the big problem here. Burying Books is alright, the area list. And then these are all fine. Explosive Welcome. Maybe I'll get rid of Explosive Welcome. Yeah, probably Explosive. 5 damage to any target. I'll get rid of explosive welcome. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 28. 28. So a couple more cards to get rid of. Test of Talents. Creature or Planeswalker. I think Reject is probably the one to cut. They're more... That's sealed, but I think the instant sorceries are more likely to be more powerful in here, and we can side the Reject in if they have a bunch of good creatures. We also have the Divide by Zero so that we can return creatures to their hand, sort of delay them for a bit. And Arcane Subtraction works against creatures, so... Prismari Silverquill didn't have Defender. Maybe I'll cut Prismari Apprentice. Oh, this is these are 4-mana spells. Jeez. Maybe I'll cut Prismari Apprentice. Because this one, Prismari Pledge Mage is easier to cast, and I don't think we're going to be doing a lot of attacking anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25. So they've been seeing revealing non-legendary, non-land cards. I mean, that seems good. That seems pretty good as a mana sink. Later in the game, it essentially draws cards. I'm probably willing to play a 41 card deck if I just figure out what card to get rid of. And it's probably Teach by Example. Or is it just one of these elemental summonings? Probably just Creative Outburst I get rid of. Yeah, that's not very good. So, okay. I think that's like the however many mana, 7 mana for 5 damage and draw a card isn't really what I want to be doing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Ooh. What? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Damn it. I'm going to cut Arcane Subtraction and say that that's 24 cards, which I think is fine. And I can have 17 lands. That's a good ratio. It's not great, but I don't know what else to cut. I could probably cut an H-Hunter's Onslaught if I really wanted to, or something like that. Anyway, so that's that weird deck. Both of those decks were quite strange. We have a lot of Learn cards now. So we have a bunch of ways to make treasure tokens. That makes treasures. So we can ramp to a lot, hopefully. Learn. Create a treasure token. Learn. So 3 ways to learn. And we can tutor out the elemental summonings and some other summonings. We can tutor out pest summoning, fractal summoning, inkling summonings, all that stuff. So some good stuff. And then there's that red. Maybe that was in the other deck. Anyway, okay, that seems like a deck there. Very strange build for me. Both of these presented some unique challenges, which is why I wanted to do them. And hopefully you at least thought that was kind of entertaining. Sorry I don't get to play some games with them because I didn't bring my lands, or my sleeves. But yeah, I thought that was fun. And for those of you that did stick around, I believe these are limited to 1 per account. So here's a code that you can hopefully read. First person to put that in can just have that. Let's see, what is the cost? Limit 1 code per account. So yeah, there's that one. And then pull this one out. And there's that one. So yeah, if anyone wants, what do these give you even? I don't know. Some number of packs. 6 packs or something. I don't know. Anyway, however, what packs these give you pre-release stuff. Maybe they give you a token for a sealed event or something. I don't know. I haven't tried mine yet. So hope you enjoyed those and hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.